These are the first 6 candles that I've brought into my home in the last year and a half, and I have lined them up from the ones that I enjoy the most often and burn the most frequently to the ones that I rarely get to but also still enjoy. And I think one thing that I've found interesting in setting this up is that these ones are a little bit more accessible in the price point issue. And this is actually our most expensive one, and yet it's the one I use the least. So one quick observation, I wouldn't say that price point has a whole lot to do with the quality of the candle and the amount that you're going to enjoy it. So anyway, I'm just going to get into it. I'm going to walk you through the brands and the specific candles in case you want to get the same. I'll tell you what I smell in each one and how I actually use them. Starting with my very favorite, this one is from Crate and Barrel, and its name is Monochrome No. 2, Onx Scented Candle, Vetiver, Cedarwood, and Musk. So that's a long SEO sounding name, but basically it smells like the Abercrombie scent. So if you were ever a fan of, Abercrombie back in the day and you like going into the store and smelling that scent, I think this is a fantastic comparable scent. I think everyone knows what cedarwood smells like, so there's not a whole lot to say, but that's the flavor that comes through the most strongly. What I love about this candle is I can definitely burn this for like 2 hours without getting fatigued. I'm still able to keep appreciating the scent. Next up is this one. This is from Pottery Barn, and it is a cinnamon scented candle. The exact name for it is Signature Scent Collection Candle Fireside Cinnamon, large 22 ounces. And the large 22 ounces part is because there are 2 wicks, and that kind of gives you double the power, which turns out works really well with this particular candle. I think a lot of scents, like, you do not want 2 wicks. You want to keep it minimal. This one, it turns out I just can't get enough cinnamon. So I love burning this. I love really getting a big, powerful smell of cinnamon. I think I can burn this one for at least an hour without feeling fatigued. I know that I have burned this one and fallen asleep on the couch because I was just so relaxed, and that probably gave it 4 hours of burn when I did that. But I'd say that's a testament to like what a nice, pleasant smell this is. And I think cinnamon's pretty hard to offend anyone with. Now this one is also from Pottery Barn, but I can't say the same about it not offending anyone. Like, this one is called Winter Spruce Homescent Green Small Candle. I'm glad I got this one in a single wick. It basically smells like a forest, but think of like if you walked into a forest and you weren't a human, you were an animal, and you had a much bigger sense of smell. Like, it definitely smells like a forest, but it seems like I have superhuman sense of smell because I'm picking up so much more forest fragrance than I would usually get. So this is an awesome scent. I just think it can be fatiguing if you burn it for more than 30 minutes. I don't know. Personally, I get overwhelmed by a smell, so I can't just burn it all day long. It would get a little bit annoying, but certainly it's a lovely fragrance for a little while. This next one is the newest in my collection. I picked it up at a wine tasting in the Willamette Valley, and basically they had this burning in a bathroom, and I just thought, like, that smelled fantastic. And I didn't want to bring wine home with me because it's kind of a hassle to do that, but I did want to buy something at the winery. And I had in mind, after leaving the bathroom, I'm like, I'd buy that if it's under $30. And it turned out at the checkout, it was $29. So they knew what they were doing with their price. You get a lot of candle here. The scent is supposed to be aloe and green clover. So I'm sure there's other brands that sell an aloe scented candle. If you like it, pick it up. They were burning it in the bathroom, like I mentioned, and so I want to try doing the same. Like, especially if you have guests over and you want to burn something in the bathroom so it smells nice in there. That could be a very interesting scent to try out. Next one up is Joe Malone, and this is called Wood, Sage, and Sea Salt Scented Candle Bougie Perfume. Perfume? Oh my God. But that's what it is, Joe Malone. This one smells fantastic, and it is the most fragrant of all the candles in my collection here. It was a gift, so I didn't personally pick this one out. Probably wouldn't have selected it if I were in a store, you know, buying for myself, because I would have probably found it a little too overwhelming. That said, sometimes it's nice to have things you don't pick out yourself, right? You get exposed to something that you wouldn't have necessarily tried. I definitely enjoy it. What it reminds me of is like a scent that you would put on if you were going out to a networking event or somewhere where you really wanted to smell great. And I believe this is also personalized. Like the person who gifted this to me wrote a date on it. So that was very thoughtful. And now wrapping up this is the highest priced one in this collection. This is from Diptyque Paris, and it is Bays, which means berries. It's a classic candle, and they call it their herbarium of fruits. So I think that when you smell this, you're going to pick up flower, you're going to pick up some berries, and then also I really pick up rose more than anything. So what's nice about this is it's a really mild scent, especially compared to Joe Malone. I would say you're not gonna like smell this and immediately smell like raspberries and blackberries. It's not that simplistic. It's more just kind of like the, I don't know, the essence or something of berries. But like I said, I think the simplest way to describe this is rose. So there you have it. 6 different candles. Oh, this one is also personalized, and so it's a great gift item if you like this Diptyque Paris. But anyway, those are my 6 candles. I guess reflecting on my candles, I'm just thinking like I gotta burn more often. Like I should probably try burning something at least twice a week. Maybe people who are watching this video are just thinking like, are you crazy? You like candles and yet you rarely burn them? But I think it's something that's easy to forget about. Like, you know, I get into my routine, like I've got work to do, I start work, I take a break, I eat. I'm not burning a candle while I'm eating, because I want to appreciate the flavors of my food. And then I think in the evenings just kind of forget to burn it, or like my fiance's home and she's not really big on fragrance. And I think she could tolerate most of these for not very long. So you're probably going to get different amounts of mileage on it depending on your own personality and lifestyle and your partner's. But I still enjoy having these. It still feels like I'm building a home, and it's nice to be able to have a fragrance to put in a room, just if you want to try and enjoy and savor a moment, whether you're just working or you're reading a book, browsing online, watching a movie, whatever it is. I think candles definitely enhance your life. So I'd recommend considering some of these. And if you want ones that are just easy to burn, easy to smell, take a look at Pottery Barn and Crate and Barrel. It's interesting. Those are my favorite of the ones that I picked up so far. So tell me what you think in the comments. Let me know, like, what candles do you enjoy burning? What are your favorites? Feel free to specify the exact product so people know what to look for if they're interested. And also, like, I'm curious to know, like, how often do you burn candles, and how long do you burn candles when you burn them? I'm guessing that everyone's habits are going to be different. So if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to hear more about making a home a little bit more homey, just subscribe to my channel. And also up here, I have another video where I'm going to be discussing my flatware collection and what I learned from purchasing it and how you can do a little bit better than I did with purchasing it. So check this video out next if you are still buying stuff for your home.